Good morning, friends. If you want to become an entrepreneur and want to run your business with your own money without relying upon external equity or debt, and if you want to know how you can do it, today's business requires capital. Now, how to use capital is a most important question. Friend, this video can be very useful to you if you want to do so. Friend, I am Ramchandra Rai and you are watching Prayas Vikalp, a channel fully dedicated for development of your personality. Friend, I obtained the degree of Master of Business Management in the year 1976, joined civil service in India, worked as financial advisor in government for about 32 years. In the meantime, I also obtained the degree of PhD, that is doctorate in the area of small business consultation. Friend, based on my long experience in the area of business and finance, I want to discuss certain important aspects of how to finance your business through bootstrapping. I am going to tell you what is entrepreneurship, who can become entrepreneur, what are major area of finance, what concept of corporate finance you must be aware of, what type of business you can do with your own money, whether dependence on external equity and debt is wrong or right, and if you want to do business with your own money, what you have to do, and finally, what are its upside and downside. Therefore, I will request you to please see this video to the end, and if you find value in this video, please share this video with your friends and let me know if you want video on any other subject. I will also request you that if you have come first time on my channel, please subscribe this channel and press the bell button so that you can get notification of video which come in future. Now friend, now let us discuss important aspect of running business through your own money. The first question, what is entrepreneurship? Friend, according to my understanding, entrepreneurship means that you are solving people's problem for which they are ready to pay the price you demand. Doing something on donation is not entrepreneurship. So you solve the problem of people and make it a business, a profitable business. Second question, who can become entrepreneur? Friend, if an individual wants to become entrepreneur, he has to first check up whether his personality has got both traits or not. You have to check your interest, aptitude and traits and see whether they match with the requirement of entrepreneurship or not. This is a subject by itself on which I can make videos separately. But let us proceed further. Now, so far area of finance is concerned, there are three major branches of finance. First thing is public finance, second thing is corporate finance, and third is personal finance. So far public finance is concerned, it deals with imposition of taxes, collection of taxes by government, taking loan by government, spending that money under various head for public welfare and economic development. If a government can utilize its resources prudently, certainly the standard of life of its citizen will improve and economy can also grow very fast. So far corporate finance is concerned, it can include public sector as well as private sector. Public sector means government owned enterprises. Now these commercial enterprises of government are funded by government. They also take loan, and when they earn profit, out of that profit they give dividend to government, and that dividend is again utilized through budget and various public related items. So far corporate finance is concerned, and so far it relates to private sector, the motto is to maximize the wealth of the investors. Whether the owner is a sole proprietor or partner or member of a cooperative society or shareholder of a company. The only objective is to maximize his wealth, his capital through profit earning, profitability, financial viability. Now, as an entrepreneur, you must know certain concepts of corporate finance if you want to run your business through your own money or through external equity or debt. Lastly, the personal finance simply means that as an individual, whatever are your monthly income, you have to save some money out of that after meeting your essential expenditure and invest that saving prudently and become financially free. You have to beat the inflation so that your financial problems are resolved. Now, the next question will be, what concept of corporate finance I should know if I want to run my unit either with my own money or with external equity and debt? Friend, the first thing you should know that where you are going to invest money, what are the items? Friend, in a manufacturing setup, you may require building, you may require plant and machinery, you may require other assets, and they have to be funded. Then you require money for financing or working capital cycle. You know that in a manufacturing unit, you have to buy raw material, process that raw material, spend a lot of money in this process, then you have finished product. You maintain stock of them till they are sold in the market, and after you sell them, then you get money from customer. So, from the point of spending money on various items of manufacture till you get money from the customer, there is a gap, and this has to be funded by some sources. So, working capital requirement is also there. You may be having trading business. Now, trading obviously don't require machine etc. much, so your capital will be less, required will be less, but it does require building. And if you are doing online trading, then that is also not required, only go down is required. So friend, this is the first thing. Second thing, you should know that what is the cost structure of your business and what is its nature. Friend, there are three types of cost. The first thing is fixed cost, second is variable cost, and third is semi-variable. So for fixed cost is concerned, it means that irrespective of your volume of manufacturing and sale, the amount for a year remains fixed. Of course, it will change if your capacity is enhanced. That means you buy additional machine, build additional building, additional asset, then it will increase, otherwise not. So till you are able to utilize your capacity fully, this cost will remain fixed. So the only way to reduce per unit cost is to increase the sale, increase the volume of production and sale. The second type of cost is variable cost. The typical example is raw material. It depends purely on the volume of manufacturing, that much raw material will be required. Now, the third thing is semi-variable. There are many expenses which are not exactly varying as per proportion of the manufacturing volume. For example, repair and maintenance. It will increase if you use machine much more, but not in the proportion of volume. Take labor itself. Labor charge will remain fixed till one shift. If you go for another shift, then it will increase. So it is not proportionately related to the volume of production. Now one thing also you should know that your cost structure is result of your technology. If your technology is capital intensive, that means you require a lot of machines, etc., then fixed cost will be very high. And you have to achieve a very high amount of sales volume to get into profitability or manage your cost. The third concept you should know is break-even point. Break-even point is a point at which there is no profit, no loss. That is called break-even production volume, or I will say sale volume. Friend, if you increase sale from there further, you will migrate to the profit zone. But you have not to stop here. You have to earn a rate of return on capital employed which is attractive enough to do the business. Otherwise, you will put your money in bank or somewhere else and earn some money. Why to go for this headache? So friend, you should know that what is your break-even profile. Again here I will like to repeat that. If your technology is capital intensive, you will take more time in reaching break-even point. You require more aggressive marketing to increase your sale. Utilize your capacity in a much better manner so as to earn profit. So these are crucial decisions and you should know. The next concept which you should be aware is trading on equity. Friend, you have got equity capital, that is your own capital, and say you take loan from some bank or some other institution, and the rate of return, interest is 12%. You should know that the interest payable on a debt or a loan is tax deductible. That means it is a type of expenditure, business expenditure. So if the rate of income tax or corporate tax is 25% and you have taken loan at 12% interest rate, the effective rate of interest becomes only 9%. Now let us assume that your business is earning 15% ROI, then 6% margin you get out of it, and that markup is beneficial for the owners. Your earning per share will increase, your valuation of company will go up. So this is the benefit of trading on equity. So equity is the base on which you take loan, and financial institutions always see debt equity ratio, that means how much equity, how much debt. So friend, this is another concept you should know. Then further you should know that how to use money. Friend, I have been a farmer till I was studying in intermediate in my village. I noticed that whenever any crop is over irrigated, it is damaged. And whenever it is under irrigated, also it is damaged. Forget about crop, take your own body. If you eat more than required, then you become fat and so many problems are generated out of it. And if you eat less than what is required, then you become, malnutrition is there and you are affected by so many problems. Similarly, a business enterprise has a capacity to absorb finance. If you put more money than that, it will become sick. And if you put less money than that, also then you will become sick. So you should know the equilibrium, that how much money I should invest, when and where. Another thing you should know that your volume or cost are related. As I told you, more volume, less cost. Of course, up to the capacity utilization. So these are certain important concepts of corporate finance which every entrepreneur should know, whether it is small or big or whatever. Now the second thing you will like to know from me is what type of business I can do from my own money easily. The first thing which comes to my mind is digital business. So many digital business are concerned, e-marketing and so many things are there where less capital is required. And there is not much gestation period. You achieve break even very easily. Second area is trading, where also less capital is required and you can manage with certain strategies. For example, by buying material on credit and selling it on cash discount or whatever and getting early cash. The third area which is easily can be done with your own money is different type of services. It requires professions also. There also less machines are required, less capital is required, and you can always regulate your capital and your value. Now you can certainly do manufacturing also if you can get building on rent and machine on lease and manage working capital through credit purchase of raw material and cash sales. But there is a limit. So you can start from a small scale and slowly you can grow and then think about it whether to go for external equity and debt or not. Now there is another problem which may be arising in your mind, that whether taking external equity or debt is harmful, it is good or it is bad. Friend, taking equity or debt from outside is neither good or not bad. It all depends upon the circumstances. If you want to take external equity and loan or debt, you have to fulfill certain conditions. You require a good credit worthiness of your company, credit rating, etc. to get things are good terms and conditions. Second thing, your financial viability has to be very attractive so that people are ready to invest. They should be sure that you will be able to service their capital and loan both. Second thing, such business should be always scalable so that it can grow and you can take money and invest. Third thing is, the entrepreneur should have competency and he should have a competent management team who can manage the entire affair. Because formal structure become very important, management structure, management policy, everything for an external investor and debtors, the institution who is giving you a loan. Now, you can get benefit of trading on equity if you take loan, as I have explained to you, and maximize value of your own equity and valuation of your company. Now, if your competitor is having a strong financial base, deep pocket, taken loan and everything, he can do price war with you, capture your market and spoil your business. So certainly you require capital and loan both to face him, to do aggressive marketing. And if you can do this, overcome him, then your valuation will go up. Now, there are certain situations where even if you want to go for external equity and debt, you cannot do right now. And you have to start business from your own capital for some time. The first situation is that since your company is new, it has no history of credit, no performance, nobody wants to give you a loan or capital. Then you have no option but to do business initially with your own money and go for external equity and debt depending upon your requirement. The second thing is, even if they are ready to invest or give loan, their conditions are very unfavorable and you reject them, then also you have to do same thing. And third thing, you yourself think that The capital is not required right now. It will require in future. So take it when it is required. Don't take it and keep it idle somewhere. Productivity of capital is very important for you. Now friend, next very important section of video is coming. If you have decided to be an entrepreneur and do business with your own money, what you should do? First thing is you have to do cash flow analysis of coming 10 years at least. Find out cash outflows and cash inflows organically. Then find out what are the gaps. Then decide whether those gaps can be met by you with your own capital, or you require external equity and debt, or only debt. If you are sure that you can manage with your own money, then go for it. Otherwise, you have to start business in a very rudimentary manner, do something for some time, then go for it. Now, having decided that I can manage this business with my own money, what you have to do further? The first thing is that, for example, if you are doing trading, you can certainly try to take building on rent, buy material goods on credit, sell them on cash, and expedite the cash receipt by giving price discount and volume discount, and minimize the requirement of capital. The second thing is, if you are in manufacturing and you do require building and machine and other assets, again try to get building on rent, machine on lease, and minimize the requirement of working capital by buying raw material on credit, selling on cash, and doing other type of precautions. Now another thing you can do to reduce manpower cost at current time is allot some sweet equity to your top management people and employees, and try to take work from them on less salary or wages. They will benefit when the company becomes profitable and value of their share goes up. So they will be dedicated worker, they will put their best effort because they are just like a partner. So this is one way of reducing the manpower cost immediately. Now second thing is, you can always regulate volume of business as per availability of capital with you. Next thing is that you have to spend money only when it is inescapable. So these are certain precautions you have to take if you run business on your own money. Now, what are its downside and upside? Upside means what are the advantages? The first advantage is that you have total freedom to take decision regarding customer service, prices, etc., quality, as per your own thinking and business philosophy, because you have no interference from external investors and creditors. So this is one very important thing. Second thing is, you have no tension of servicing capital or returning loan. So you can focus totally on the quality of the product, customer satisfaction, customer relation, etc. Now, since you have less capital, own capital, you will think twice before spending somewhere. So this leads to better profitability. Now, if there are certain problems, you will try to solve them organically and fundamentally, and not throw money on consultants because you have no money. Next benefit is that since you have no money, you can't do overcapitalization, so that problem will be avoided. And the last but not the least, you can exit from the business whenever you require, because there is no obstacle of external equity holder and creditors. Because if they are there, they will not let you exit unless they exit. So, for downside is concerned, there is certainly downside also. The first thing, because your capital is not there so much with you, reaching break-even point, reaching a attractive ROI volume will take time, because your business growth will be slow for lack of capital. The second thing is, if your competitor has got deep pocket, as I told you earlier, he can kill you. He can capture your market. So you have to go for external equity and debt. You have to face him, do aggressive marketing, promotional campaigns. You will lose the opportunity in the market if you have no capital. Now the next thing is, you will be denied from the benefit of trading on equity, as I explained to you, because you have not taken loan. So your equity will not magnify. And lastly, since you have less capital, the undercapitalization problem will arise. As I told you, if you under-irrigate a crop, it will get spoiled. So this problem will be there with you. So with this, I would like to conclude that you can certainly run business with your own money without taking any external equity or debt, but you have to be very careful. And there will be a time when maybe you require external equity and debt. You should know that stage and then go for it. Friend, before I conclude and say goodbye to you, I want to request that if you find any value in this video, please share this video with others, subscribe to our channel and patronize us. One thing more, always try to read, see and listen good thing, so that only good thing enters you, your personality becomes better, your chances of success also become better. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I'm sure that you will benefit from this video.